Poppi is getting called out big time for shipping these insane vending machines to a bunch of influencers.
Meet my new baby.
How is sending a $25,000 Poppi vending machine to an already rich influencer's house supposed to make me want to buy your product more?
Tarte is getting called out big time for hosting a brand trip in the midst of crisis in the
Welcome to Tarte Island.
Are you serious? Right now, you have a 2.7 star rating on Glassdoor. Only 26% of your employees would recommend this shop to a friend, and you're sitting here, your top priority right now seems to be promoting your product using these influencers and giving them $700 bracelets. We're just so tired of influencer marketing, honestly. I'm exhausted at this point. I wish I could tell you what possessed these companies to think that me seeing some random person get a all expenses paid trip to Bali will make me want to buy their product or support their company. I just feel like there's a level of dissonance there. I'm sorry if I sound like a hater, but I just don't see the vision, okay? Someone really sat in the boardroom and came up with these ideas, thinking that somehow it would never backfire. The people wouldn't care. These companies don't even give that same level of appreciation generally to their employees. I know people are calling the Poppi situation unserious and, oh, like, what do you want them to do? Give it to homeless children or something? It's like, I just don't love the idea of these influencers getting $15,000. But Olipop says they were worth $20,000. And it's kind of just been this back and forth. But it's like, even if it's only $15,000, that doesn't make it much better. This Poppi situation is just an extension of this continued level of special treatment that they're giving to influencers and others they perceive as money makers, while the rest of the consumer base and, you know, the employees who work there get scraps. But regardless, if this is your first time watching me, hi, I'm Justin. Today we'll be covering the Poppi situation. So why were people so angry and upset about Poppi? Well, just for context, if you don't know what Poppi is, it tries to be this healthy soda, but like, it's like soda but with probiotics, and it's supposed to be healthier than regular soda and more low calorie. But they're also currently in a lawsuit because people are claiming that it's not as healthy as they are promoting it as.
If you find yourself getting gassy and bloated from drinking a Poppi drink, you might be entitled to a monetary settlement. Because Poppi is being sued in a massive class action for false advertising. When Poppi uses words like gut healthy and gut happy in their advertisements, they are implying that the drink will improve your gut health. However, this lawsuit alleges that the drink actually does the opposite of that and causes increased gas and bloating.
Also kind of come up in this era where like social media is so prevalent, so they've constantly been giving free gifts to influencers. But for some reason this year, I guess in their Super Bowl campaign, they thought it would be a great idea to give influencers giant Poppi machines directly to their homes. And the cost of these machines has been something that has caused a lot of controversy. So I don't know who in the marketing team, who in the boardroom thought this was going to be a great idea, especially in today's economy. But they did. And apparently this campaign extended to 32 influencers. So we have two sides here. Olipop is another healthy pop competitor, and it's kind of funny because they were kind of being messy on social media and not necessarily claiming, but like they were kind of insinuating that they thought the price was $20,000 of like each machine, which is like, they probably don't realistically know the price because they didn't do it. So in a lot of the TikToks, people are saying $20,000, but Poppi came back and said, no, it's not $20,000. It's still an ungodly amount of money to spend on, I don't know, a soda machine that realistically, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I feel like a lot of these influencers are gonna not necessarily throw those in the trash, but I don't think that's gonna be getting regular use in their home. And Poppi has done like regular ad campaigns before, like regular as like, oh, we'll give an influencer like a bag of Poppi or new selections, new flavors. I don't know what on earth made them think that it would be a good idea to give out full-size vending machines to people's homes. A lot of people were like, why is everybody mad? What did you want them to do? Give it to homeless people? Give it to schools? And there were some people suggesting things like that, like giving it to a school. That might not have necessarily been the best idea or whatever the counter argument is to that, right? I do feel like it connects to this overall sentiment that so many of us have. We are just tired of this. We're tired of this, and it extends further than Poppi. We're tired of companies basically wanting our money, right? They want our money, they want our appreciation, they want to pretend that they like us, right? because they want us to shop there. And then they don't really give back to the consumers. They give back to the CEOs with like massive bonuses due to increased sales. Honestly, most companies don't even really give back to their employees. And there's one particular company, Tarte, that we'll get into later, and it's just it gets so egregious. It's further beyond Poppi. There's this overall fatigue from other advertising campaigns that are similar to this one, where an influencer or someone they perceive as making money. I say this because the whole idea is that an influencer will get a free product, promote it, and their audience will buy the product, or it'll get more exposure, whatever. So at the end of the day, I don't know if it's been proven, but I believe it has, that it does earn its money back. I think it kind of connects back to this overall level of greed, because it's like, while an influencer could guarantee money for the company, giving it to random people really wouldn't. So a lot of these companies don't really want to give it to random people, or if they do, they want to temper down the amount of money they want to give to like the average person. A brand that I've been kind of hinting at and, nudging towards that is very infamous for this type of behavior is Tarte. Tarte is more of a makeup brand, and when I tell you, they've really dipped into like the world of influencers, especially like on TikTok. They love using beauty influencers for advertisement. They love sending out free packages to beauty influencers, and they even go so far as to fly out a group of influencers, and we'll get to the cost later, but for thousands of dollars.
Tarte sent influencers on an all-expense-paid brand trip to Bora Bora, and a lot of people find this disrespectful and tone deaf. Before I get into the details of the actual trip, let's talk about how each of these influencers received PR care packages before they even got in Bora Bora. They got Jordans, they got a Beast, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Beast base tote bag, I know that brand's expensive. They got custom Tarte sweatpants, a sweatsuit, and then y'all, this is what got me. They got them the not ultimate, but very popular vlogging camera, the Canon G7X, to make sure they capture the content. And then you already know that they had to arrive to Bora Bora in style. Tarte flew them out in a private jet that had champagne.
What's up, I'm TD, and welcome to my crib. Walking in here, we have the little family room area. Of course, Tarte has every single corner of this place decked out with products. I have some cute stuff over here on this couch. I'm obsessed with this pink set activating our breakfast room service every single morning. It's been absolutely amazing. And look at this game.
Well, actually, hundreds of thousands of dollars, allegedly, like as estimated, hundreds of thousands of dollars to send these influencers out somewhere. They also kind of got a lot of flack recently for giving a bunch of influencers Hermes bracelets.
Oh my god, this is not real. I've never owned anything from Hermes, and this is so insane and so iconic. I'm like literally nervous to open it up. I don't know why. This is so crazy. Oh wow, she's beautiful. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Tarte and Maureen. I'm not kidding.
Hermes bracelets that people estimated at around $700 each. And they gave it to a lot of influencers. But the only thing I saw on their company page as it pertains to giveaways for like regular people, the max I believe that you could win, like as one person, is $140. So you can kind of see the valuation of them versus like you. So I did just check their page, and apparently they did do a giveaway for first responders, which is an overall good, right? But unfortunately, they did ask them to like and comment as if it was a regular giveaway instead of just finding first responders out there. I saw that in a comment, but overall net good, but in general, their giveaways for the average consumer are not exactly great. So I'm still going to continue my point. You are just seen more as a consumer of their product. You are seen as, you don't need much to be grateful. I'll give you this gift card, and you can only win a max of like $100. But these influencers, I'll give them a $700 bracelet. I'll give them hundreds of thousands of dollars in trips and in merch. And so honestly, when I was learning about Tarte and seeing how much money, they seem to have laying around there to give to these influencers and, trips that cost thousands of dollars, I was wondering, how is the pay rating for their employees? How are their employees feeling about this? So the company has a 2.7 star rating on Glassdoor. Glassdoor is basically a website where you can anonymously rate a company based on your experience, you can rate a number of things like pay, like work-life balance, etc. You have a 2.7 star rating on Glassdoor, and you're willing to give hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to these influencers. And let's dig deeper even into the pay rating, because maybe it's not pay, maybe it's just the work environment. Let's dig deeper into the pay rating for this company and the other ratings. And even more insane than this, only 26% of their employees would recommend this job to a friend. That is jarring for a company that seems to have, I won't say infinite resources, but a large pool of resources set aside to influencers in their marketing campaigns. It just really is showing to me the level of disrespect that a lot of these companies are treating their workers with. And practically, it doesn't even make sense because realistically, these employees are the ones who are working hard to ensure that operations are successful. Without these employees, there would be no Tarte. There would be no company. And like, I don't know if this Glassdoor specifically extends to, I think it extends to the whole company. I don't know if they outsource their marketing, but like, imagine being an employee there and seeing that your job is to create a marketing campaign for a trip that is like 3 times or 5 times worth more than like your pay. And then even further in this point, I saw on the highlights of like their job ratings, one of the highlights is no work-life balance and poor compensation. For a company that has no work-life balance and poor compensation, they are surely giving a lot to influencers too. So you're telling me that this company is giving thousands of dollars to influencers and creators while their own employees are suffering. So we already know that the company, in my opinion, doesn't really seem to care that much about their own employees, their own workers, right? But I just wanted to highlight the absurdity of the cost of these brand trips. So how much exactly are they giving their money makers, the people they think that they can make a return on investment for? Well, this one website I found, of course take it with a grain of salt because I don't think they were behind the scenes. They will be taking them to Bora Bora in private jets. And this is a group of like people, like 20-ish people. Private jets, Bora Bora, all expenses paid, mind you, all expenses paid. But we couldn't give our employees a raise. Are you kidding? That's too much money. We want to make a return on our investment. And one website I found estimated alone in jet fare, the cost could be around $200,000. And that's not even including the room and the stay, because they're staying in, of course, a luxury hotel in Bora Bora. And before I get comments like, oh, you're jealous, oh, you just want to go on this trip. I mean, of course, I would love to go on a trip to Bora Bora, but the fact it remains that these companies aren't your friend. I'm so sorry, because the way they're treating their own workers, and you think they're going to treat you as a consumer better? I guess they'll shovel you a $140 giveaway once in a while, but at the end of the day, these companies don't really seem to care about you. These companies seem to treat us as disposable objects to throw away. So what does all of this mean to us? What can we take from this? What can we learn from this? Well, I kind of just wanted to dig down into the root of like all of this frustration, because this whole situation just has me very upset. It has me disgusted, it has me tired, because it really digs into the fact that companies don't really seem to care about us at all. I truly feel as if companies have felt more emboldened, possibly, to just not care about us. It's become more of a brazen practice, and I feel like we've kind of lost the plot. I feel like we've kind of lost the plot as it pertains to what sponsorships used to be, what a sponsorship used to entail. It used to be like your trusted creator, someone you kind of have built like a parasocial connection with. They're promoting a product that they like, that they think you would use. And it's gone further from that because, of course, the money grew. As these influencers and social media platforms became more popular, companies realized that they could make more and more money off of these campaigns. And it became a matter of how insane can we be to get more attention, to make our money back and get more attention on this campaign. And I feel like the Bora Bora campaign really is a perfect example of how these companies kind of view us. Shockingly, the employees seem to be on the lowest tier of the pyramid. They don't care about the employees. The employees they think are replaceable. We don't have to pay them well. Our Glassdoor can stay at 2.7 stars and we can have complaints about how bad our pay is and how bad our work-life balance is, but that's fine because, these employees are just replaceable to us. These employees, they don't matter. They could just work somewhere else. And then the second tier of the pyramid is the consumers. We have to at least pretend to like them a little bit. We have to at least create this illusion that we somewhat care about whether or not they use our products. And because we want their money at the end of the day, we're the people who actually prop these companies up. We're the people who they want kind of our attention, they want our money, they want the most from us, but they kind of don't really give the most to us. They're not really giving us anything for free. These influencers and people they perceive as their moneymakers seem to be at the top. Even further extending from influencers, people like CEOs, people like executives, they see them as the most valuable parts and cogs of the company, cogs of the machine. They're paid the highest generally. They're given free things. Influencers, I keep saying this a lot, but these companies aren't our friends. They don't really care about us. The only reason they pretend to do something nice for once is because they want our money, or they're targeting a specific demographic of people who they think by doing this particular thing, they could get the money. Overall, I just feel like there's been a real disconnect in what people actually want to see from companies, what actually drives people to spend money at companies. And I suppose this trend and kind of like the pushback that people who are talking out about it have got in commentary spaces that is like, what did you want this company to do? Give it to homeless people? And it's like, no, we wanted this company to actually, I don't know, at least pretend to care about the fact that a large majority of the population are struggling. People's disposable income is going down day by day as rent has gone up into the roof, as people are continually cutting back on what they are able to spend. These companies don't really seem to understand that. Or maybe they think they're targeting a demographic, probably trying to target a large swath of like younger people, you know, who may have a lower disposable income. Them targeting younger people and thinking that, oh, because I saw this person get a giant vending machine into their house, I'm suddenly gonna want it. Like, I know sweepstakes still exist, but what happened to box tops? What happened to sweepstakes? Because I feel like we've lost the plot as it pertains to what we kind of want from companies and advertisements, or what they think we want. I don't know if it's the marketing department telling them that the people yearn for. If you're seeing some random influencer get a $15,000 machine built into their house with a touchscreen, and then also practically spending that much money on this advertising campaign, I suppose it raised brand recognition. But like, I don't see people rushing to the stores to buy Poppi right now. I see this campaign has caused a lot of controversy for them. It has caused a lot of people to talk about the company. I guess maybe they're thinking that any attention is good attention, but it's like, it gets to a point where it's like, you have really fumbled this time. You have really messed up this time, because I don't think it was a very successful ad campaign as it pertains to what they thought it was going to do. I don't know what they thought it was going to do. Maybe they thought it was going to be a trending hashtag and everybody was going to be like, oh my God, Poppi's giving away free vending machines to this millionaire influencer. Wow, I really can't wait to buy a Poppi. I'm gonna wrap up soon, I promise. But Tarte really has to get something, because not only does it seem like you literally do not care about your employees, for a company that has this many thousands of dollars to waste on Bora Bora trips while their employees are suffering, while their employees don't seem to be getting the compensation that they deserve for their work, and they're trying to come up to influencers and fly them out for $300,000. It's an excessive amount that could have been used to create HR departments, create benefits for your employees that they could actually use to, I don't know, be able to afford living in this current economy where literally everybody seems like they're becoming strapped for cash. And then the fact is, they've kind of built this machine where like people aren't really gonna want to speak out about them, because they think, oh, I could get a Hermes bracelet, I could get a gift from Tarte, so I'm not gonna say anything bad about this company because I want the benefits. So it kind of lessens the impact of the negative influence, the negative attention that they would normally get, which I think they should, because are you serious? Right now, you have a 2.7 star rating on Glassdoor. Only 26% of your employees would recommend this shop to a friend, and you're sitting here, your top priority right now seems to be promoting your product using these influencers and giving them $700 bracelets and giving them all this stuff. The thing that really upsets me the most is to see people who I legitimately like, who are bigger influencers, bigger names online, and maybe it's just inexperience because I haven't dealt with a brand, I haven't had a brand deal or whatever, but like them not really seeing the insanity of the Poppi situation, because in this economy, it's just not necessary. It's just a blatant, exorbitant showing of wealth and things that could have gone to so many other people. I literally saw a TikTok of this girl crying because she was like, $20,000, I know people are saying it's 15, but she was like, $20,000 could have paid my college tuition. And these influencers are basically just getting it for free. And it's probably gonna go into a landfill in a couple of years, because why would you want a giant machine in your house? Like what? What was the point? What was the point of that? Why would I want a giant machine of, honestly, mid soda? But regardless, I think we kind of need to, I won't say put pressure on these companies, but I'm so happy that they're kind of starting to get pushback for this stuff, because It's insane. It's insane, and it's not sustainable. I don't really think it's a sustainable business practice to continually just pour money into these influencers and not pour money into your employees, but unfortunately, we seem to live in a country that doesn't value its employees that much at all. But regardless, rant over. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I did start doing live streams somewhat, so if you want to catch those, that'd be great. But that's all for me for today. Bye!